Deep in the tidal mangroves of Borneo, a young proboscis monkey feeds alone. A foregut built to ferment leaves, and no notion yet of what watches him. His troop has moved on. At this age, he still depends on them for warning calls he cannot yet give himself. Below the surface, a shape holds station. In these channels, a crocodile can wait, motionless, for hours with a single breath. The clouded leopard carries the longest canines relative to skull size of any cat alive. It has watched this young male for some time. Its ankles rotate almost fully. The reason it can descend a trunk head first and stalk along a branch no larger cat could hold. The young male is small enough to sit unseen, but scent and stillness are already closing the distance for the cat. 10 seconds of full pursuit through the canopy pushes a cat's muscles past what it can sustain. It must connect early or not at all. The branches thin toward the water. For a climbing cat, the open river ahead is the one place it would rather not go. A proboscis monkey is the strongest swimmer of any primate. Partial webbing between its fingers and toes turns the fall into an exit. The leopard hesitates at the water's edge. Its coat soaks and drags. Every metre swum costs it far more than it costs the monkey. He swims with his head high, driving for the far bank. The only bank without a cat on it. That webbing between his digits is not for climbing. It is for exactly this. A river crossing measured in seconds, not minutes. A saltwater crocodile, the largest living reptile and the one predator here that outmatches everything else in the water. The cat swims badly. Its chin rides low, its strokes are heavy, and it has entered the crocodile's element, not its own. And now, the crocodile turns. Not toward the small monkey head, but toward the larger, slower shape behind it. The cat breaks for the bank. On land, it is lethal. In the water, it is simply prey that has wandered in. Here, the hunter has become the hunted in the space of a single crossing. No advantage in this forest lasts the whole day. It drags itself ashore, soaked and spent. It has lost the monkey, and very nearly lost far more. On the far roots, the young male shakes the water from his coat. For the first time since dawn, nothing is moving toward him. He calls across the channel, not a cry of fear, but a contact call, the sound that tells his troop exactly where he is. Proboscis monkeys live in tight harem bands. A separated juvenile's best chance of survival is simply to be found. The leopard drinks. In the midday heat, even a hunter must come to the water, the same water it nearly died in. Twice now, the same crocodile has turned this cat from hunter into target. Twice, it has barely pulled clear. Back in the shallows, the crocodile sinks out of sight and waits. The ambush that has failed nothing all day. Or so it seems. Smooth-coated otters moving as one. Alone, no match for a crocodile. Together, a coordinated pack that hunts and defends as a unit. They do not scatter. They fan into an arc and drive straight at the buried reptile, calling to hold their formation. A crocodile is built to strike once from stillness. Against a pack that never stops moving, that single weapon is worth little. The ambush predator of this river is dragged into the open by animals a fraction of its size. Even the crocodile, the heaviest hunter in these waters, is not exempt from the circle. Nothing here holds its place for long. Across the channel, the young male hears an answer. His troop is close now. But the fastest way back runs through the darkest ground in the forest, a maze of prop roots where the light barely reaches. A reticulated python. It does not chase. It waits, coiled and still, sometimes for days, for prey to pass within a body's length. He clears the strike by the width of his own tail and runs on, never knowing how close the ground came to keeping him. Behind him comes the cat, nose down, locked on his scent, its whole attention on the trail, and none of it on the roots. For an instant, it senses the danger and freezes. But a python this size strikes faster than a cat can retreat. A reticulated python does not crush. It tightens on each breath out. So every exhale the cat takes is one it cannot fully take back. This is the mechanism. Not force all at once, but a grip that closes by a fraction with every breath, until there is no breath left. The finest climber in these forests, undone on the ground, it rarely walks. The young male reaches his troop at last, pulled in against the warmth of the band that his contact call brought to him. He is soaked, exhausted, and alive. In a single day, he has crossed paths with 4 hunters and outlived every one. The otters feed. The python holds its meal. The young male sits among his own. In one day, each was, in turn, the strongest and the weakest thing here. The coils loosen in the dark. The forest simply resets and waits for tomorrow.